Oh my goodness me! Oh look, Lulu and I on the sofa. This brings back memories.
God. So when I walk out there, I say the old guard is here. You know,
There we are.
Because I've been around forever.
No, you haven't. But do you know this is really funny? I was telling the boys the very first time that I met you, or the first time we did a TV together, it was a show called Pebble Mill.
Oh yeah.
And I came on. It was just after Relight My Fire, and I had Take That Dancing Dolls. And then I said to you...
Doesn't everybody?
And then I said, Lou, when you start your car on a cold morning, does it go, way? And you just looked at me like, you're looking at me now. And I
Very funny.
I thought you hated me. Anyway, it's so brilliant.
And now I'm just used to you.
Yes, exactly. That's it. Just used to this sad
that
sense
was
of
the
humour.
first time I met you, so you made a big impression on me. Mm-hmm.
What an impression you make on this crowd. I mean,
it's a great moment.
Oh, it's sensational. I mean, how does it feel? Because you're up there. Goodness knows how many feet. Are you scared when you're up there?
No, I'm not. I mean, when you get used to it, you don't get scared. When you first go up, I was kind of, oh, no, I'm not afraid of heights. But then all of a sudden you've got your back to the audience and the thing moves. And then you've got to be very focused. Mm-hmm. But once you get comfortable up there, it's kind of exciting.
Yeah.
It's great fun.
Now, Gary was telling me that when we did the opening night of the band in Manchester, when we were all there, and then when you came on stage, he whispered in your ear and said...
He did.
He said,
Told me about this, yeah. Told me about this. This is 2 years ago. Is that 2 years ago?
Yeah, incredible.
He did, and I've had to wait all that time.
But you said yes right away, and he was so pleased.
Oh, I said, of course, because, you know... And you know, I didn't think about it, but it's the 30 years. I think Mark mentions on stage it's 30 years. So I feel it's... You know, I'm a bit sentimental about it. Mm. And it's just, I mean, of course, it's got bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and better and better and better. Yeah. So it's great to be still a part of it, you know, because I feel, in a way, you know, in this business, you know, you move on and you don't see people sometimes for years, but there's always been a connection with us. So I kind of feel good about that. And of course, it's a moment, that song.
Yeah.
But of course, I have to wait all night to just go, yeah!
And a little bit of shout in there as well. A little bit way. Yeah. Let's talk about you, because we're talking 30 years of the boys.
Don't talk about how many years I've been going.
55. 55.
Yeah. And I still love it. I love it. I love it. This is what I live for. Did I tell you about my son? On my 70th birthday in November, my son gave there was this very small dinner. My son gave a speech and he said, he was very sweet, and then he said, of course, took my kids to see, because I have two beautiful grandchildren, took them to see my mother in concert, and she slid across the floor on her knees, and she stood up, and she went, yeah, whatever, you know. He said, and I turned to my kids, and I said, that's not a normal grandmother. You know that, don't you? I thought that was great.
That's superb.
I liked it.
What age do you feel?
I think they say this is a bit of a serious note, but they say when you become very successful at a very young age, you stay that age emotionally. So I suppose I'm 15 in my head, but the body, it's a big, and then I don't look, although I do have to look very closely, I actually have to have a really strong magnifying mirror to put on my makeup because I can't see. Oh dear, it's, you know, but I am still smashing it. I love it, you see. And I suppose that's the key. If you love what you do, I'm lucky. I know I am one of the lucky people. I mean, to be asked to do this is really, I feel, you know, I'm very lucky.
But the thing about you, and people always say, it was almost like, oh, you know, Lou's always reinventing herself. But I don't think you reinvent yourself. I think you just keep yourself current. That's what it is.
Good.
I think that's what I don't think you reinvent yourself.
Thank you. No, I don't think I reinvent myself, rather. I think that's very good. I like as much as possible to keep current and not just to be, you know, like an old thing they've dragged out of the 60s, you know, wearing the same clothes, the same lipstick. But, yeah, and I love so many, you know, young acts and new music. So, yeah, that's good. Thank you. I like that.
Well, you can
got
have
that one right.
Oh, thank goodness for that. Thank goodness I got one right. It's quite, as we sit here across from. It's so funny. If only people could see, we're in Lou's dressing room. So we're actually across from Lulu's Lou.
My Lou.
Lulu's Lulu is right there. Look at that. Lulu's Lulu. There should be a sign in there. So, I mean, obviously, people at home sitting watching this and going, you do look fantastic, and look really close up. You look amazing as well.
Not too close.
But so come on, let's go through some of the beauty regimes, the health, the diet, because I know you love to meditate a lot. You took a lot from that, didn't you?
I have a guru, and I've meditated. In fact, Mark reminded me that I taught him to meditate in the early 90s. So I've been meditating for many years because I'm a live wire, and I need to calm down. And I take good care of myself. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, yeah.
You have to take good care of yourself when you want to work. I want to keep going till I drop. I'm doing this tour, and then I'm going to be doing my own tour in the autumn. And then there's a couple of acting roles. I've got my acting chops sort of going now. And so this year is very busy, and I hope I will be busy until I drop, So you have to be disciplined. And I think if you're going to stay in this business, you have to be disciplined. And that's the food. You have to take care of your health. I had an MOT before I did this one.
Right.
All good. All
good. Bumpers are all right. Everything's all right.
Everything's working.
Pump the brakes. They're all right. Quick oil change.
Yeah.
There we are.
Yeah, so you do have to be very disciplined.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Jagger. Look at Mick.
Yeah.
Mick is so disciplined, but he, you have to take care of have checkups. He had a checkup. He got it sorted. I mean, that stent thing, he's very lucky.
Yeah.
Because it was recognized, and he's got it fixed. And a lot of people know about that particular operation, and it's not high risk. But if he wouldn't have gone to the doctors, wasn't aware, he might have been on stage and just kind of keeled over.
Yeah. What else I think though is great though.
We're not giving up though. You know that we're not giving up.
with the food regime and the fitness, but you've always been very good because it's not like you're mad on it. It's almost like just like a little off and that sort of stuff.
I hopefully not obsessive, but I do. No. I keep fit, and I keep I am very agile, thank God. But there are aches and pains that were never there before, honey. Oh, really? But I mean, it's just unbelievable. I'm always having to have my body adjusted because I had a car crash and years ago, and the body kind of gets stuck. But I talk to young people, and they're the same. So I think it's so. That's life. It's life. The point is, I think, your attitude.
Yeah.
I think I've been through a lot in my life. I've been very lucky, but I've had my ups and downs like everybody. You don't get away with it in this life. And I maybe not talk about it, but, there's been a lot of things that have happened that have taken its toll on me. So I've worked on that, and I've worked in being grateful for what I've got. That's the key. Yeah. I'm grateful for what I've got. My glass is half full, not half empty. And I know I'm lucky. Yeah. I know I'm lucky. So yeah, that's got a lot to do with my spirit anyway.
Was there ever a point in the lower points, did you ever think about just chucking it all?
Are you mad?
Here we are.
I don't think I ever thought of chucking it in, no. I would think, what's the problem here? We've got to sort this out. Maybe I have to look at this or do this in a different way.
That's good. Oh, that was it. And you just thought, you know what? It's, I suppose, it's a Glasgow upbringing, which is just get on with it sometimes, isn't it?
that way, and also I've learned a lot. I've read every self-help book. I have, studied meditation, and, I just constantly wanting to know how I can change, how I can, And I meet young women who say in their 40s, oh, well, I've had my kids and, my husband. I just think, well, what is there? I said, honey, this is the beginning, I tell them. I mean, even when you get to 50, it's another beginning. Then when you get to 60, it's another beginning. And look at me at 70, it's another beginning. That's why I keep saying I'm fortunate. And I work on it because, I can be, grumpy. They say all men and all women get grumpy. Believe me, that's me.
Really?
But I don't stay there.
That's the
Because I know nobody will be bothered with me. They'll not be bothered. They'll not be asking me, oh, don't have her on the tour. She's a miserable old cow.
Grumpy old Lou. Again, everything, there's always something happening. That's what I love about you as well. There's always something new. So 42nd Street, you were in the West End?
I did 42nd Street last year, yeah. And that was, I always said I wouldn't do another musical because I did two. But when I got into it, I would have stayed longer, Yeah. I had actually got other things I had to leave for, but I just loved it. So I've been having really serious acting coaching for about the last 2.5 years. So I've got my muscle, my acting muscle, you know, pumped. And there's 3 projects that they haven't landed yet. It's not about finance, but you know, I'm, that's what I want to do, more acting.
Did you feel as well, not mentioning the number, 60-10, the 60-10 birthday, when you became 60-10?
I don't go, what's 60-10?
Did you think, that's another springboard, this is another beginning, another new beginning?
I was amazed. I said, are you kidding? I can't possibly be 70. Yeah, you know, when you hit 50 and 60, it's one thing, but when you hit 70, it's another. You really got to look at things. You've really got to think, can I do this? Am I going to do this? And, you know, you got to take stock. And I've taken stock, and I think, what the hell? Just go for it, hen.
Just go for it yourself.
Just go for it. You know? What have I got to lose? That's really what I think. And, you know, the fact that I can still go on stage and I still can sing, I can move. They're all worried about me going up all these stairs. And Gary keeps saying, no, Lou, be careful, be careful. And then I say, well, or actually what he says. Shall I tell you what he says?
Yes.
I said, well, when you get to my age, he said, don't you pull that age card on me. He said, you're fitter than most of us. So there's like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, you know. But working with these boys, obviously, it energizes you. And the show is so, if you haven't got a ticket, you're going to be sorry because it's phenomenal.
And then let's talk about your own tour coming up as well.
Yeah, I have a tour coming up in the autumn. I've got some guests going on the tour with me. And, you know, at this point in my life, I talk quite a bit to my audience because when you get as old as me, you've got experiences. When I first started, I would never say anything. I'd just introduce a song and get straight into it. But now I've got little stories to tell. And it's quite sweet, you know, why I wrote, why I didn't write. Because, and then I was married to Morris, and what happened to my life when I went to America and Sydney Poitier, and, you know, take that. And, you know, there's a lot of things to, and it's like a real sweet thing with my audience these days. It's a whole different thing. But it's, and as they still leave, and that's my aim is for everyone to leave saying, what a great night that was. Was that a great night?
Well, when you say you will go till you drop, would that be the like the perfect out to go on stage?
I would love to be on stage. The curtain cut. You laugh. She's laughing. Now look at it. For the curtain to come down, and I just go, oh, gone. What a better way to go. I can't think of one. Sort of sitting at home in a rocking chair saying, oh, I don't feel great. I wish my days were over. I don't see me doing that though, do you?
I don't see you at all.
No.
Just one final question. You know, in cold mornings when you start your car, does it
go? It goes, well, boof,